Okay, so in this video we'll cover variable data printing. This will be the full-length video and not the shortcut. So I'm continuing off of the shortcut video that I did, so you'll see that these two files are still here, but we can just drag in the same files. And so these top two files are the ones that we'll be working with. So you're gonna first open your postcard by double clicking or right clicking and going into properties. You are then going to go into variable data printing and create master, and you can save over number 1, but just for training's sake we'll save over an empty job. So we selected number 2, we're going to hit print. This doesn't actually print the document, it's just assigning the master. And now when you go inside here, you'll see that we have 2 masters listed, and they're the same thing, but that doesn't matter. So the next thing you'll do is click on your mixed PDF, or the PDF that contains all of your formatted addresses, and you're going to go into properties, and it opened up the VDP window, which is where we need to be. You're going to go to use master, and you're going to click on the master that we just created, which was master number 2. You're then going to checkmark enable enhanced freeform, and then click on define mapping. And this is asking you variable pages per record. So it's asking you if it's addresses, then it's asking you how many addresses are you going to put onto one card, or something like that. But in this case we only have 1 address that goes onto the back side of the postcard, and then total pages per record to be finished. So this is asking you how many pages is your postcard, and since it's double-sided there are 2 pages. So you're gonna click 2, click up for 2, and hit continue. Now that down here it's asking you which page on your postcard will the variable data, the addresses, what page will they go onto. So we want the addresses to go onto the back page, or the address side of the postcard. And if we open up this guy, you can see that that is the second page, because we want the addresses to go right here. So you're gonna switch this guy, and you see master page 2, and this is the first address. You're gonna hit OK. Now after this you're gonna go into finishing, and I, as a preference, like to do face up, reverse order, and then you would go to image and change this to 1200 dpi, and then you would go to layout and then impose. Now there's multiple ways to get into impose. This is just one way to get inside impose. You're gonna hit edit impose template, and you're gonna change this from normal to gang up, from unique to multi-record collate. That's important to note. And you can change this to base user defined, and you're gonna just click OK. And so the size of this postcard is actually, when it comes out of the printer, going to be 8.75 by 5.75. When we finish cutting the postcard, the finished size will be 8.5 by 5.5. And so it's asking you for the sheet size next. So the sheet size it's going to be printed on is 13 by 19. Duplex is referring to double-sided printing, so you're going to click on, and number of copies you can just leave it as 1. The next thing is you can change this into landscape, and you can add another row of postcards. So here you'll see that we have 4 postcards. We'll scroll down here. We don't need to add a bleed, and we don't need to add a gutter. See, we kept that as 0. And for marks, we can just use the pre-saved game on marks, or you can also define your own marks here. So trim, print trim marks. For registration mark and barcode, you would only do registration mark only. You can do registration mark and barcode, but I find that just having the registration mark is good enough. The barcode is for automating the job selection on the Duplo 618, but that is something that you can just manually select, and it's easier than dealing with a barcode. So here you notice the registration mark corresponds to the corner on the paper. You can adjust this if you find that the registration mark is in the wrong corner after printing. So we'll just leave it at this, and we'll hit OK. Okay, and it's important to click Do Not Scale. So now we're gonna exit out of here, and you need to save this in order for the job to process. So we'll just save this as postcard tutorial. Okay, then we'll hit yes, and we're gonna go to media and define this media to be pacesetter 80 pound, C2S, which stands for coded double-sided, 9.13 by 19. And lastly, I like to go into quick access and just make sure everything is good here, and it does look good. Then you're gonna hit this down arrow right here and hit process and hold, and there you have it. So this is the full way to use Impose to set up variable data printing on Fiery Command Workstation. You'll see here that we have all of our addresses. So the next thing I'll go over is how to get into Impose directly. So I'm gonna right click this guy and remove raster, and you'll see it took away our 4-up layout. Now I'm going to right click on mixed and go click on Impose. So when you right click on a job and click on Impose, you're actually opening up Impose directly. And here it's looking like it saved our settings, but you would go to gang up, multi-record collate, and sheet size is 13 by 19. Duplex is on. Copies is just one. Landscape 2x2, do not scale. Okay, so this guy looks good. And